حلیمسون با بیرق افغانستان، گرندای افغانستان، گرندای 70 کیلوگرم در اولین مسابقهش برای ساز با اسم افغانستان. احمد هرچند به نام جرمنی مسابقه میتونه ولی هویت خودش را روی شانه هایش آورده و به نمایش گذاشته. احمد حلیمسون. بچه ها اختالیه گرفت، کسی لایک نمیکنه، کسی اختالیه تیک تاک پاک بکنه که
We see on there, he had a match against Axel, and if you watch that fight, he was up and down, back and forth, and I feel...
بیادر ها 1500 است هیچ کس نی کومنت انگلیسی نماننده اختاریه را پاک نکردم بیادر.
A bit overexcited and can go in there, flying, jumping, leaping hooks, great to watch, don't get me wrong, an exciting prospect, but when you're taking on someone as smart as ciganik, you don't want to leap in 20 punches because you can get taken down very, very quickly, and I think if you can neutralize him and get him on the ground, it'll be a long night for this man, but it's going to be interesting to see. One of the things about his physique, and we talk about his power and his size, look at the length of his arms. Has very, very long arms, and then it's hard to understand that, the range when you're standing in front of him, so he could surprise you with shots around the guard. Let's see if he can get that off against ciganik tonight.
وطندارای عزیز، لحظه ورود احمد حلیمسون که اولین مسابقه کارت مقدماتی را انجام میده، حریف داخل میشه. لایف با دوستا شریک کنید. امیدوار هستیم صفحه ما مسدود نشه و اکانت ما خراب نشه و مسابقه را از دست ندیم. همه با هم صفحه را لایک بکنید اگر تاثیر داره و دوستایتان به لایف و پخش مستقیم دعوت کنید. اولین مسابقه و بعد از 4 مسابقه دیگر نوبت واحد نشان هست. بچه ها صدای ما دارین. احمد حلیمسون داخل میشه. لحظه ورود احمد حلیمسون، بچه هایی که اختاریه را حراندن خانه ایتان آباد. شما باشید اختاریه هم قطع نمیتن.
We've seen him come and go and had his issues, but when he's on, when ciganik shows up, he is as good as anybody inside the octagon cage, and I feel like he has a very unique style, size, and how he fights. He's kind of like a sniper on the feet, but then if he grabs you very fast to find the back, he's a problem everywhere, and has that mentality that I think is needed when he comes in here to compete with the best of them.
Yeah, you saw him coming out with that head wrap on. He lives like a samurai, very much follows the style of living. Everything is dedicated to become.
بچه ها به خاطر که دوباره در تیک تاک با مشکل نخوریم باید بین اینستاگرام لایف اینستاگرام بند نمیشن. تیک تاک هر لحظه ممکنه دوباره اختاریه بده و لایف قطع بکنه. همزمان در اینستاگرام تصویر با کیفیت بهتر.
As we see Taylor and take
26 versus 26 ciganik with the height and reach.
26 سال سن داره احمد حلیمسون، خیلی جوان هست. آنهایی که خبر نداشتن امشب بجز از واحد گری افغانی دیگه ما فایت میکنه که در حال برگزاریشه.
We will start in the blue corner. 26 years old, 180 centimeter tall, weight in 70.8. Represents Spitfire, Berlin. Coaches in his corner are Yigit Muk, Attila Korkmaz, and Iras Kizriev. He has a professional record of 10 fights, 6 wins, 6 finishes, 1 draw, and 3 losses. Fighting out of Afghanistan, Ahmad, lightweight gorilla.
بچه ها میگه صدا نیست، صدا واقعا نیست.
بچه ها
صدا نیست یا آزار میتونه.
Spartacus.
بیادر صدا واقعا نیست.
Coaches in his corner are Jan Hudak and Richard Koch.
صدا هست یا نیست بابا؟
Professional record of 7 fights, 5 wins, 3 submission and 2 losses. Fighting out of Slovakia.
بیادر صدا هست یا نیست؟ صدا هست یا نیست؟
ciganik.
صدا نیست؟
Fighters, you know the rules. Follow my command. Stop is stop. Half air, touch gloves, and go back to your corner. Good luck.
بیادر
I cannot wait for this one. Intensity from the weigh-ins yesterday brought into the cage as we are set and ready to kick this one off. A lightweight contest scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Halimson in the blue corner, taking on ciganik in the red meat Brian Lacey alongside Luke Barnett.
Intensity is the word, Brian. These two are taking their eyes off each other. The ciganik comes out with that mid-body kick, light on the feet as always, with that, you know, very karate-like style. Interested to see how long he wants to stand.
بیادر صدا هست یا نیست؟
Watching the warm-up with
نه
Halimson
در
and
اینجا
this team
صدا
were in the
مونده.
cage.
صدا هست بیادر یا
Working
نیست؟
a lot about pushing the opponent to the cage, working to drop for a single leg, to reap the legs up. Let's see if he looks for that right now. He's the one on the back of the loop.
Yeah, it's very difficult sometimes with the height and the movement of ciganik to try and get him up against the fence. He's very good at moving laterally, you know, and controlling the fight, controlling the center of the octagon cage. Spinning attack, a bit obvious there that was coming. He kind of set it up there. There's the change of level I expected. He gets him down to the ground. Hamilton instantly attacking off his back though, nice elbows. Again, obviously now the 12-6 has changed, and that really changes the dynamic from the bottom.
Yeah, Halimson, you look at his record, 6 wins, all by finish. 4 of those are submissions. He's claimed some of those from the bottom. I think he's working for that right arm right now, Luke.
Yeah, searching for that Kimura, and a very powerful individual is Hamilton. So he can utilise that well, even if it's just to get a sweep. But if he gets hold of that arm, he is going to try and rip it. And ciganik will have to respect that power.
Yeah, it will fit. Everyone's told me about how strong this guy is.
Here we see it.
And part of his camp was with Craig Jones. Craig Jones, the elite grappler, came over and did some seminars, one at the Spitfire gym, and he worked specifically with Halimson as well.
Halimson looks very happy with this Kimura as well. They got nice cheeky knees to the midsection as well. Now that's just to try and get a reaction or a movement out of ciganik to then free up the arm. He's waiting and relaxed here. Like I said, ciganik has to respect this.
When you see from the other camera angle, you'll see ciganik just trying to reach his hands through his own shorts, trying to grip the inside of his own thigh. There you'll see the fingers. That's just to impede that grip of being able to pull out that arm, because, like we said, if he's able to pull out, if he doesn't get the submission, he can get the sweep and end up on top.
Yeah, he's even trying to go belly down a little bit now and create some space, trying to make it work. Was told by the ref, needs more action, but I'm surprised because he's really searching for it. Gets up on it. Now to the neck. It's ciganik.
قدرت بدنش خوب است احمد.
Wild stuff from Hamilton, and something we haven't seen before with that shoulder again. Position from the defensive position up against the fence. That's going to have to make ciganik work. And it's upsetting him right now. Nice there, holding the back of the head and pulling him into it. And again,
Oh, really? The one fight we've seen effective with that, Conor McGregor versus Cowboy Cerrone, broke his nose.
but it was in the reverse position, so I've seen it many times as an offensive man up against the fence, but defensively, first time I think I've ever seen it, Brian.
And that shows the sign of the strength. Ciganik was trying to drag his man down to the mat. Oh, and another one there.
Hamilton is brutal to deal with. Everything hurts. You can just see it. The way he foot stomps, shoulder barges, just everything is pain.
Halimson as well got into the sport because he had weight issues. He was very overweight back in 2013. Started wrestling and from there just naturally moved into mixed martial arts. And he's built for it. Look at that. To go from some of the overweight to with a physique like that is that's impressive.
They're an absolute powerhouse now, trying to get the hands together behind the legs of ciganik. If he can convert his takedown and take down ciganik on the back, unexpected, that is a big deal. And Hamilton right now gets a great pop from the crowd. ciganik looks worried.
He's felt the strength now, Luke, and sometimes, and again another shoulder pump from there. You can see the bridge of the nose now wearing some damage. But feeling that power is sometimes a real eye opener, right? Oh,
Yeah, he's just brutal from every single position. You see it now with the ground and pound. He shook ciganik. And that's what they do when they're making a silly mistake. Another nice little elbow. Beautiful reversal there, though, from ciganik to make himself back to his feet. I'm surprised he doesn't want distance, because everything hurts. Nice shot there on the feet, though, from ciganik.
now they separate. Now they've got space. Ciganik once again working the centre of the cage. And now,
Remember the long limbs of Halimson as well. He's got great hooks that come from the back of the guard.
oh,
Dives in, does ciganik, he does land. Nice left hook landed.
ثانیه‌مون در 7 ثانیه
and that is the question with Halimson.
شت 2 ثانیه مونده تمام
Ciganik.
شانس آوردیم بچه‌ها شانس آوردیم راند تمام شد
It's been a question with Halimson. He is so
شت
brute
Long
strength
back foot.
based that the cardio, the muscles, they need fuel that he can wear down, and maybe Ciganik's felt something even at the end of that round.
I feel like ciganik was just
بچه‌های احمد حلیمسون از وطندار ما
he was shook by
Yeah,
just the
Ahmad.
raw energy and power in that round.
کسایی که جدید آمدن مسابقه واحد هنوز وقتش زیاد ماندن مسابقه احمد است که راند اولش تمام شد 2 راند باقی مونده برای دعا بکنید
I agree with you. Here we see some highlights, but I agree with you on the brute strength and the athleticism that is going to die off in the later rounds. Yeah, from Halimson, but is he going to get there? Because at the moment, he's see how the judges have that as well.
Yeah, again, open scoring in effect here. as
اصلا
we go.
زحمت خودش است که نتیجه در رقم بزنیم شاید به تاثیر نباشه دعای ما
And there we have it. A mixed
اینجا شانس
match.
آوردم تمام شد اگر
For
ناکاوت
Halimson
نشد
won for Ciganik. And off we go.
آغاز راند دوم
Yeah, mixed bag from the judges.
احمد با لباس سفید از افغانستان و حریف با لباس سیاه از جمهوری چک مسابقه در وزن 70 کیلوگرم است اوه
He lifted him off his feet. Ciganik shook him, but so what? But when have you seen that happen to Ciganik in the cage?
This is a really intriguing matchup. Now looks so dangerous on the feet and just looks like powerful once he grabs hold of it. It's explosive and painful when he gets into that close range. So Ciganik needs to be extremely careful.
نزدیک شو بازم
That's nice.
Because he likes the hands
اینو باید روی زمین بکشه این حریفم
and power from Halimson. You just can't
احمد باید روی زمین
He
بکشه
keeps it
حریفم
chin exposed. A little bit
So
too
that
much
Halim-
with Ciganik against such an explosive fighter.
We've seen Ciganik as well. With George Staines, the first round he lost in Octagon. Lost the first 2 rounds, but his cardio, his shape is, I mean, it's always, his condition is always exceptional.
Knee met with the right hand. Yeah, it's conditioning very, very good from Ciganik and heart as well. And I feel like he grows into these fights.
استادا
He's
نمیتونن
going to
احمد
have to
کنه
be. Hamilton's causing a lot more problems than probably most people expected. You said the history of Halimson, the country he comes from, how he got here, what he's been through to get into this octagon cage. Smile from him.
And Halimson is the son of the Afghan ambassador based in Berlin. Also, outside the cage, works with an orphanage.
نه احمد
Again, every aspect of his story is pretty incredible. And then when you see him in the cage, a monster look.
کارش بازه
Raw power.
شانس
As you said, you saw in the warm-up that now he's putting it into action inside the cage. Now grabbing the hold of his hand, trying to shove to the back. Going to maybe lift.
برای پیروزی احمد دعا بکنید با لباس سفید هموطن ما از افغانستان احمد حلیمسون راند دوم است 2 دقیقه و 35 ثانیه وقت باقی مونده
Great head position. And Ciganik tries to off-balance it, but just off-balances himself, like trying to move a boulder. Nice, gets that underhook very, very well. And Ciganik looks calm in these positions, but just seems like he can't move. The stone, double underhooks now. Nice short left hook.
بچه ها سفر فارغ داشته باشید که اگر وقت خرد شد دوباره باز
Maybe you're going to see a leg grip here. from ciganik, trying to set up on that right side. Nice shoulder punch again. And that's just going to throw you off because you're never going to deal with that in training. So it's just something that most people have never felt before. And for ciganik, trying to set up all these little takedown attempts and off balances and everything else.
Oh, he's looking at the double.
Yeah, because he's probably worrying about that shoulder bar. Digs that under a very well with ciganik.
For me, ciganik needs to make space, get back into that open wide. He was having good success on the feet. Up against the cage. This is just edging it.
سفر خود داشته باشید اگر حرف شد لایک ما رو بند کرد دوباره لایک بچه ها دوباره دیسکاکا شد قلب شد کومنت انگلیسی لایک اختاری ما خوب شد بچه ها دیگه مثل دفعه پیش ترباران بکنید تا اختاری خوب شد بکنید تصویر برگردیم قلب و کومنت انگلیسی رو اینا تصویر کنید تا اختاری خوب شد
That was quite a significant moment as he attempted that takedown. Ciganik reversed it. Flash. Eats it well. Needs to keep those hands high though, Ciganik.
Halimson barely blinked as that elbow.
بچه تو اختاری خوب میشه بین اینستاگرام که مسابقه را این اینستاگرام است
But doesn't convert it. Absolutely perfectly timed. There's Halimson trying to come in over the top.
This is another close round.
Very, very close fight.
And again, two judges scored the first round for Halimson.
تو اختاری خوب میشه بین اینستاگرام که مسابقه را عزیز نکنید
Joseph Lopez had some
اینستاگرام است همزمان لایک است
Definitely on top of them up against the fence.
من این تو میگیرم که
Nice right hand there, lines for Ciganik again. Back to that jump knee.
مسابقه را عزیز
Here we go, final seconds.
Wait, good hand. Three-piece lands. And swing and a miss at the end.
پایان راند دوم
Ciganik nice and calm as he goes back to his corner. Halimson amped up. But like you said, maybe cardio going to be a factor. Both have taken heavy shots.
I love this fight.
Oh, it's been phenomenal.
Love this fight. Both are causing each other issues. Halimson stepping in, making excellent account of himself against this, a well-known quantity and someone on that 4-fight win streak as well.
I feel like Ciganik edged that one in my eyes. I will see with the judges. But if we go into the final round, one apiece with a mixed bag of judges, anyone's game. But if two judges, the same two, give that to Halimson, that means that he's going to be, we're going to need a finish from Ciganik. It's going to be very interesting.
So here we go, here's some action. Just talk us through this. Up against the cage, right?
Just those short, brutal shots in this grappling position. We get to see the judges' scorecard.
بچه های تیک تاک اختاره گرفته بیاین در اینستاگرام در اینستاگرام لایف ما بدون کدام مشکل تا فعلا هست انشالله که مشکل پیش نبره بر اینستاگرام با کیفیت بهتر هم میاره
The stage is set for a marquee finish here.
Both are very fresh. To be honest, the Halimson, he looks much better than I expected.
آغاز راند سوم برای
Ciganik, we know
احمد حلیمسون دعا بکنه راند سرنوشت ساز 5 دقیقه که باقی مانده
What a right hand! How did he eat that? How did he eat that?
look like the eye might.
حریفش از کشور چک هست جمهوری چک
For me, Ciganik just needs to stay
داخل
calm.
اینستاگرام
I know
دارم
you talked about the reach of Halimson, but
He needs to be careful throwing those leg attacks, knees and kicks with his hands nowhere. Very, very low. Ducks it. Very good at getting that full body lock. Breaks away. That's better work from him, like you said, Brian. Keeping that distance. He can go up against the fence, but doesn't want to hang out in that place. In that doorway, nice right hand lands again for Ciganik. Been his best shot of the night so far, and the best opening of the round. But that's what he needs to watch.
the right hand coming back.
When he closes that distance with a knee or a kick, and leaves those hands so low.
بچه های تیک تاک
Keeps affecting that knee leg as well. A little stomp there towards the knee on a oblique kick.
بیاین در اینستاگرام مشکل نیست اختاری و گپا نیستن که مسابقه را از دست ندید
Anyone watching this who's thinking about fighting Halimson, I don't know how you're going to knock him out because he's been hit with some incredible shots from Ciganik.
I want to know how he lost the two.
یادت تو میگی کمره رو سعی بگی یادت نمیشه
He must have run into a rhino or something.
Incredible display from these two in just that second fight tonight. Big right hand lands again.
Here we go. There's 20 seconds left. You have to say so far the more significant strikes.
You don't have to skip around that.
Ciganik, but there's the answer, there's the reply.
Yeah, you say that, but he just, like you said, I'd agree. Ciganik came out perfect on the chin, landed 2 or 3 fantastic shots, but Hamilton's not going away, and he landed it. He's bringing the single leg here, nice and tight, double leg, chains together, going to try and convert, gets to the back.
This is the position they were working in the warm-up, Luke. They were working all the different transitions to try and get it to the mat. This cage wrestling.
Yeah, Ciganik needs to be very careful here. Maybe see him roll out or explode. We see there's the stats. Halimson out-striking Ciganik so far.
All punches, then we look at the significant strikes. And Ciganik coming through.
That's the difference of the accuracy from Ciganik. It's going to be high.
Oh.
Tries his own spinning. Elbow gives up position though.
Ooh.
Another jump knee.
بچه ها دعا بکنید 2 دقیقه تا ختم این مسابقه مانده، وقت مانده.
Swing and a miss from both men. I'd like to see a feint now from Ciganik. Feint the jab, go to the right. Because he's slipping. He's slipping very well off that jab. There you go. Lead the combinations with the right hand. I think he's going to get a lot more success. Nice knees. Brutal on the inside.
از تصویر داره نشان میدونید بچه های تیکتاک عزیزم.
Truly a beautiful display of great determination of his martial arts.
Absolute pain. Everything just looks like it hurts so much. I know it's a silly thing to say, but sitting here K-side, hearing the crack.
There's a difference sometimes, right? Everybody looks my right to watch Andre and Martin led the Czech and Slovak commentary team, and they were doing exactly the same, weights in every shot.
Beautiful attempt to take that from Ciganik. That's what I expected from him in the first round. More urgency to get it to the ground. But now we see it in this third and this final minute to try and establish and win this fight. There are 2 in this last minute. The most significant work gets done now. The judges see it and you win the fight. So everyone needs to put it all on the line as we see it go.
Oh! Shit.
And Ciganik recognized straight away, had to roll out of that one.
That was
The speed at which he locked that grip in, Luke.
And I think it's again the power, the strength. He's just on display. 40 seconds remain.
Let's wait for Joseph Lodge to call for more action in what has been the most action-packed round of the night so far. Close in the middle, toe-to-toe.
I don't know who you want to answer that call.
It does
خدا
Ciganik
کنه.
backs down. The samurai
احمد
spirit.
احمد 20 ثانیه بچه ها 20 ثانیه تا ختم مسابقه احمد حلیمسون وقت داریم. اوه راند سوم حریف گرفتم. 6 ثانیه 5 ثانیه 4 ثانیه تمام دعا بکنه احمد حلیمسون گورلای من گورلای افغانستان بیرق افغانستان هم بگی احمد دیگه این حرکت همیشگی احمد حلیمسون است بعد مسابقه بالای قفس میشینه و حرکتی که متعلق به خودش است انجام میده. وارنینگ آمده بله بیادر وارنینگ آمده به همون خاطر دیگه
We expected Hamilton to slow down. He sped up. There's that big right hand at the beginning of the fight. Of that the third round. That was a very significant shot. And there's a nice uppercut as well that landed from the offbeat striking. But this was the response from the man from Afghanistan. And great underhook there as well. Timed these entries so well, and this was the step outside that Reed that managed to get the takedown, and I think that was a key moment. But then look at this, here's the reversal, but Ciganik styled it out and managed to stand in a front headlock. So
in the third round.
Yeah, in the third round, we see the stats, significant, more on the side of Thomas Ciganik, but the output from Ahmed. What a fight.
He's a problem. He's a problem.
He's a problem. Remember those shoulder barges in the first round.
تک‌داون رو تعریف داشتم.
And just, yeah, awkward, horrible to deal with.
Trying to take down my own.
Yeah, he looks it. He looks petrified, but then you watch him fight, you think, oh, that's it. Miserable.
Well, there we go. Listen, the scores are in. What a fight we have had. Only one can get their hand raised. Let's make it official now. Let's hand it to Andre Nabon.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's see how judges score this fight. After 3 rounds, Nick Skunder, 29-28, Ciganik, Votinova, 29-28, Halimson, and Jan Bobornik, 29-28, for the winner by split decision, Tomasz Ciganik.
ای خدای باخت مسابقه. احمد متاسفانه مسابقه را باخت.
خیلی نرم split decision.
مسابقه را با اختلاف بسیار کم باختیم بچه‌ها. مسابقه احمد حلیمسون البته.
Very close fight. Did you be sure that it's going to be win for you after those 3 rounds?
No. I wasn't sure in my mind that I did.
بچه‌ها اختاریا پاک شد دیگه از این به بعد.
No, 199 because I needed it.
اولین مسابقه را ما باختیم.
How I trained, how hard I trained. So I was sure in my mind. I believed myself that I won. But it's MMA. I am in Hamburg. I am in